Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Across Cultures, Across Minds. If this is your first time here, this podcast is where we share real stories about intercultural communication and the lessons behind them. Today's episode is called From Misunderstanding to Understanding What We Learned. We are going to talk about something very small but very powerful facial expressions. I'm joined today by Vincent, an English major at university. Thanks for being here, Zio.
Thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here.
So, Zio, let's start with your story. Can you tell us about a time when your facial expression caused some confusion?
Yeah, sure. This happened in one of my class with our foreign lecturers. We were discussing a pretty serious academic topic, and while the lecturers were giving feedback, I smiled a little.
And that smile wasn't because you found it funny, right?
Exactly, not at all. For me, smiling was just a polite reaction. It's kind of automatic. I do it to show that I'm listening and being respectful.
So, what happened next?
While the lecturer suddenly stopped and asked, "Why are you smiling? This is a serious issue." And honestly, I'm froze.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. The room went quiet, and I immediately felt really embarrassed.
So, what was going through your mind at the moment?
I was thinking, did I do something wrong? Worried that the lecturers thought I wasn't taking the class seriously, or that I was being disrespectful. At an English major, that hit me quite hard because communication is kind of our thing.
Yeah, especially when it's something as natural as facial expression. So, when did you realize this might be a cultural difference?
Paused immediately. It's quite only later, when I talked to my friend and thought about it more, that I realized smiling doesn't mean the same thing everywhere.
Right. In some Western academic settings, right? Smiling during a serious discussion can look like you're not taking the topic seriously.
Exactly. But in a Vietnamese culture, smiling can show politeness, respect, or even nervousness. It's not meant to be rude at all.
So, after that experience, did you change anything?
Yeah, I became more aware of my facial expressions, e- especially in a formal situation. But at the same time, I learned not to be too hard on myself. It wasn't a mistake, it were a differences.
That's such an important point. So, what advice would you give to students or young professionals?
I would say be aware, but don't panic. If something feels at worst, it might just be cultural. Try to learn from it instead of blaming yourself.
Yes. So, before we wrap up, here's a question for you listening. Have you ever been misunderstood because of your facial expressions or misunderstood someone else? Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this conversation.
And thank you for listening to Across Cultures, Across Minds. We'll see you in the next episode. See you next time.